Today I'll be doing a small wheel tutorial. Very simple but easy to grasp. So let's get started. So first off, I'll head over to Insert down menu, navigate to Canvas, click on it, and we're going to insert some images. So insert from computer, click on the tire with the front face and the side face, open. And I'm going to just set it to the Z and Y axis, right face. I'll press OK. I'll just let it be at default settings, scale, and we're going to start inserting another image. So I'm going to go back to Canvas, insert from the computer, and get the inside diameter of the tire. So I'm going to set this to front side, press OK. As you can see, it's a little bigger than our normal tire size, so I just got to decide whether which one's going to be increased in scale or decreased. So I'm going to go to Canvas folder in our browser menu, and I'm going to select Edit. And now I'm going to just look from a certain angle from orthographic view and see how far I need to scale it down. So what I'm looking for is the top of the rim and the bottom of the rim to match the bottom of the tire here for the rim and the top. So just scale a little bit higher, and about 0.9997 is about the right size. So I'll press enter and we got our side view. Now I'm going to start modeling the side view for the rim itself. So I'm going to start sketching, start from this plane, the XY plane, and I can hide the first picture so it's not distracting. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my line tool, click on it. I'm just going to make a square here and a square right here, just following along. And I'm going to ignore this bump right here, but I'm going to just head right before the bump starts. And I'm going to click and hold. And wherever I drag it, it will automatically make a tangent radius for me. So I let go, and it'll make that arc for me. And I'll continue using that method throughout most of the model here. I'll go right here. Now I'm let go. But if I go back into the same point, hold, and it will start making the arc for me. So I'm going to head to the bottom line here and let go. Start from here. And as you see, if I hold, it will go underside. So I'm going to just escape from that, undo that, and I'm going to just start from the top right here and work my way down. But I gotta make sure I'm equal level with this side, so I'm gonna just put my cursor over it, make sure the line is noticing that I want it at the same level, and I'll start right here. And obviously this is a bad idea, so I won't do it. So I'm gonna just use the same method I'm gonna be using here, is just making a straight line up and horizontal like this. Now I could use the same method I was using, so by clicking and holding and going down to this point. Almost done with it. Now instead of using that special method that didn't work before, I could just fillet them. So I go up to the fillet icon, click on it, and click this line, and just bend it to wherever I need it to be. I can press enter. I could now want to redo the whole the fillet on this corner right here. So one thing I could do is click on the icon again, or hold right click and drag up, and you'll see repeat fillet. So I'm gonna do that, and instead of clicking two of these sides, I could directly click on the vertex and it will make it for me. Press enter, and I'm gonna redo it again. So every sharp corner I'm gonna use a fillet. Press enter, rinse and repeat. here. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just gotta look like it works. And this is what we're looking for. There we go. Next thing we want to do is offset our line. So click on offset, and we just need to click on the line, and now just go back into it. And we're looking for more of a, this will do, 0.002 in width. And we just want to close it off. So instead of having a straight line like this, we want to undo that, and we're going to start using a 2-point circle. So go to create down menu, circles, 2-point circle, and we're going to create both right here. This will just eliminate the sharp edge, because most things in life is going to be organic, and sharp corners are going to cut you, so you don't want that. And we're going to just use the trim tool and cut the inside. Same thing with the other side. We're going to go to create, 2-point, and then trim. I'm going to save this file real quick. Wheel V5. Make sure I don't lose my work. And the last thing I want to do is make a midpoint. So, but I don't think I need it, because if I press finish and press the revolve feature, I click on it and click on the X axis, I'll make my revolve, but you can see it's too short. So instead of that, I'm gonna go back into my drawing. So I'm gonna go to my timeline, double click on my sketch, make one line from the top right here to the bottom, so where I estimate where the next where my next lines are going to be from the top. And then I'm going to go to line again, and it'll automatically find where the midpoint is. So where the triangle symbol is, I click there, make a line right there. I can delete the original line and just turn this line into construction. So I can press X for the shortcut key, or right click on it, and right here will be, it'll show an X for shortcut, or I could just click on normal construction. There you go. I can press finish. Now I can go back into revolve feature up on the top and click on the axis that I just created for myself, which is the construction feature. There we go. And that's looking more correct to me. Press OK, and we finished with that. Now I can turn on my tire image from the canvas folder, look at the front, and it's off place, so I could just edit the canvas. So I'm going to press edit and relocate it real quick. That's about right. So you could also zoom in, and it'll start making smaller increments of movement. So there we go. Press OK. And the great thing about canvas is they automatically start with select and unselect. That cross out section right here. So if I press this, it will erase the red cross out circle. But it automatically does that so you don't accidentally select it, which is a good feature. So I'm going to save again. Next thing I want to do is create a sketch right here. So I want to make an offset plane. So navigate to the offset icon. And we're going to offset from the middle here and look from the side. And we're going to estimate where we want our rim design from the middle, where it's going to hold the bolts. So the arrow is going to start up here because the image. And you can see how my construction plane is moving on the bottom. And that's where I want to be. It's right here. I can press OK. And I can start my sketch from right there. So press this, and we can get it to work. So the first thing I want to do is sketch the circle in the middle, right there. And I can just drag the center points to where I think is more appropriate. And this is where we're going to start with our center points. So just keep this as a reference. And we're just going to draw another circle right here. And we're going to draw one circle. Make sure it's in the center of this. You have your construction line, and we're going to draw a circle right there, about this size. And from there, we are going to create a circular pattern. So click on circular pattern. We're going to select the object we want, so which is the circle, so we can get 5 of them around evenly. Click on the sketch. Now we're going to click on the center point, so click on center point, select right here. Click on the vertex on the middle, and we're going to type in 5. Press enter, and whatever we do to this first point, or first circle, will be simulated for the rest of the circles. Now, we want other extensions of this rim. So what we're going to do is create a line through it. But before we do that, I'm going to press Ctrl Z. I'm going to press P, shortcut key for project. And I'm going to click these lines. And what that does is it's going to project these lines around to my sketch platform right here. So you can manipulate what you need to manipulate. Makes easier sketching on platforms. So now I'm going to click on my line sketch, and I'm going to start from my main midpoint and draw all the way up to, where do we want to start? We want to end right here on this circle, and I'm going to press escape, click on the line we just created, press X to make it into a construction line, and then we're going to use the same method of going to the create down menu into circular pattern. Click on the line, and then we got to click on the midpoint that we created it from. And I'm going to type in 5. And what this is going to do is going to help me make my base shape for the metal area here. So I'm going to click on offset icon again, click on our first construction line, and we're going to click on the second construction line. And this is going to make our V that we need. So I want to drag this out until it's at least evens out to where our thickness needs to be. So I'm going to press OK, and it's 0.022. So the next thing I could do is hold right click, repeat offset, and I could go to the next one. And then I could just drag up, and since it's a negative, I need to just do negative 0.022, and it'll be the exact same but in the other side. So I need to rinse and repeat for all the other sides. 0.022. Alrighty, last one. So I made a mistake. We're not supposed to get into our thing here. So we crossed over our circle, but that's an easy fix. So you see these red or green lines, dimension lines. All we have to do is fix that. So I'm gonna double click that. I'm gonna see what number we need to fix it. So put 0.02, that goes deeper, so 0.01. So the higher the number we need, so 0.03. So 0.03 is about the number we need to not hit the danger zone of what we need to aim for. So negative 0.03, negative 0.03. That's the perks of having dimensions in a CAD software. So after that's done, we have our shapes. We can now fillet the corners. So I'm going to click on the fillet icon, press that, and we could just do each side and make sure they match the curvature of our photo reference. And before you press enter, you could actually use the same number for the rest of the curvatures on the side. So you could just, instead of not pressing enter, click on the next lines and it'll translate it. There we go, and now I can press enter. So if I change this, it'll change the rest of them. I can press finish, and there we go. So now the next thing I want to do is click on everything. So hold start. Hold shift while you're clicking on the surfaces so you keep them selected. Absolutely everything. Now you want to extrude, so press E for shortcut or head to the extrude icon right here. And we're going to extrude inward by point, let's see, what do we want? That's probably good enough. -0.01. And we're going to do it as a new body. Press OK. And there we go. We got our shape. Now we still need the inside information. So we're going to go into our sketch folder and still show up our second sketch. Now what I'm going to do is click on everything on the inside circles right here. Press E to extrude, and we're just going to go extrude by 0.008. Press OK. It's going to automatically join since it's starting off from this surface. And to make life easier, instead of like hold clicking and finding the face and shifting and hold clicking, I'm going to make life a little easier and go back in the timeline, hide it, and select everything I need to select. And then I could go into the history and now start my extrude from there. So I'm going to extrude from there, and it's going to cut because there's already a body, but I could just do join instead for the operation, and there we have it. Press OK. I'm going to go back. No, we're good. And one more thing I need to do is I'm going to fillet everything before I start making more of a process. So I'm going to hide the sketch. I'm going to press F for fillet. It automatically selected my fillet thing, and we're going to fillet the outside. And you could just eye it from here. So that seems about good. Press OK, and we're going to do fillets for the inside. So let's do that. Seems about good right there. Press OK. And actually, I kind of want to redo that. I want it to go inside the circle right here. Let's see what happens. Right there. Yes, perfect spot. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to start my sketch from inside right here. And we're going to redo these circles because we had an arrow that's going around when we filleted it. It just made our inside geometry disappear. So we're just going to redraw it. If it doesn't for you, then you're good. But we're going to have to redo our rectangular or circular pattern, which is no big deal. And we need to select, do it by 5, and finish. So what I could do here is, and these are actually bolt holes, so I just need to cut inside. And cutting through, I'm not going to cut all the way through, I'm going to just keep it a little cut. And then I'm going to cut this inside as well. Press OK. And then I'm going to flet everything here just to make it smooth out. You don't want it cutting your edges. Press OK, and I'm going to do it for the rest of this. So I'm going to hold Control and select the rest of the sides I want. Let go of Control and you can see the after effects. Press OK, and that's what we want. A next cool tip is, you see how it's like kind of offset a little bit and you want it to go in more? Well, you could actually do that by editing our construction plane that we made earlier for this metal piece. So I can do that. I can make it go in by, let's say is 0.05, we're going to make it 0.04, so 0.04, go in, press enter, and you can see it went from out here to in here, but that was a little too much, so I'm going to do 0.045. It went in. You can play around with it, but yeah, it's a cool point to make when you're dealing with offsetting your objects from planes. Now we could hide our sketch right here, and we're going to start with the tire. So let's save real quick, and we're going to insert our tire canvas. So use the same sketch we used before, or picture, and we're going to do it based off the side right here. Look on the side, about the same width, so we don't have to mess with any scaling. We can right click, edit canvas, and just drag it right here for our reference points. Press OK, and we don't have to get too complicated with anything. All we have to do is make reference points, so we're going to project first. So we're going to create sketch, and we can start from this plane. Press P for projection. We're going to just, all we need is these 2 points. Press OK, and we're going to just start going to town with it. So I'm going to go up here, use that a reference, go down, and since it's just a tire, no one's going to look inside for like real life measurements. We're just going to make the outside to make it look pretty. And we're going to add our indents right here. And I can start using trim to cut off the excess. And you can press F for fillet, but that won't really work because it's a sketch, so you have to go here up manually because it's within the sketch tools. And we can start doing what we need to do. So it looks more like this. And we can just do copy there, press enter, and I can repeat the fillet. So I'm going to do it for everything, for the indents. And if the tire looks too short, you press D for dimensions, or click on dimension sketch right here and just make it taller. So I'm going to put, let's see, 0.03, and the dimensions made it taller. I'll press OK, and I'll go to Revolute, and now I need to select the pivot point. So I could use our actual wheel for the pivot. So we're going to use the rim because that's going to be the most accurate. And there we go. We got our pivot right there. We're not going to join. We're going to make a new body. We're going to press OK. And there you go. We got our tire. Now if you want to go edit, it looks a little bit strange. We can just go back to sketches, double click our sketch, and I want to edit my radius. So I'm going to put 0.02. And it made it taller because we have it fixed, but we could always reduce that to 0.02 and press OK, and there's more radius. Hide the sketch or the picture, and I can press save. Now we're going to add simple materials to it just to make it look cool, and we're going to head there right now. So press A for shortcut key, and here are materials for appearances. First thing we want to do is find the rubber for the tires, so we're going to press rubber, and right here, Fusion Appearance Library, here we have our rubber weathered, so it looks like a tire. perfect for our tire. And there we go. Now it looks a little weird, but you could always double click our rubber tire texture and change the scales. And the smaller it goes, the more textures you see, because this is actually not a real scaled tire. So that's why you need to scale it more on the textures. So that looks about cool enough. Press OK. And the next thing I want to do is find a metal that I want to use. So aluminum polish seems about right for this metal. So I'm going to just drag it in. You can see it starts populating right here. And it looks good to me. I'm gonna press escape to escape the appearance. Save. And here we have our tire.